Welcome everybody. Welcome to the first ever Monday Night at the Well with Ken Wanovich. It's September 6th, 2021. It's the beginning of the fall season. And I hope that you had a great Labor Day weekend celebration. I don't know what that means. You know, everybody works all summer long, so I don't know why we celebrate going back to work in the fall, but maybe going back to school, that's a little bit like work. Oh, anyway, great to have you here. I hope this will be one of many Monday nights that we're going to be together. And I hope that you'll set your alarm, mark it on your calendar, tell your friends and neighbors about it. I hope to see you back here regularly on Monday so that you can make this place your home. Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this wave is stringing us along, oh, just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Well, settle down and love the clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. On the trouble might break you down. If you get lost, it can always be found. Just know you're not alone. Yeah, I'm gonna make this place your home. Yes, settle down and love the clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. All the trouble might drag you down. If you get lost, it can always be found. Just know you're not alone. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make this place your home. So hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this wave's stringing us along, oh, just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Your home. Your home. I've got my trusty dusty tablet here, and I've got a request. Janelle from Lakeville asks, do you know that song that you play all the time? The one that begins with a T. I'm thinking to myself, the one that begins with a T. She says, you know, it's on the radio a lot. I think it's by Darius Rucker, but I'm not sure. You know, rock me, it's got rock me in it, something like that. Oh, I think you're talking about Twagon Wheel. Well, she thought it started with a T, but it actually starts with a W. WW, Wagon Wheel. And so, Janelle, in Lakeville, because you requested this song, this one is for you. I'm heading down south to the land of the pines, thumbing my way out of North Carolina, and staring up the road, praying to God I'll see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours. I'm picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Running from the cold, up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Whoa, North Country winters keep getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. But I ain't turning back and living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Walking to the south, out of Roanoke, I caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long talk. But he's heading west, the Cumberland Gap, to Johnson City, Tennessee. Well, I gotta get a move on before the sun. Hear my baby call her, I never know she's the only one. If I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Mama, rock me, yeah. Mama, rock me, oh yeah. Say that. Hey, mama, rock me. Yeah, Stereo's record there with Rock Me Mama, like a wagon wheel. That one is for Janelle in Lakeville, Minnesota. Thank you for that request, Janelle. Alrighty. I had another request over the last year. And you know what? This is a fun song. This one is from Marty Mason in Maple Lake, Minnesota. She always asks for this song. And so thank you for that, Marty. I think this is a great song as well. And I hope that you will all enjoy this song. Got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world. A cold beer in my hand, life is good today. Life is good today. All right, everybody. Now raise your hand wherever you are if you think life is good today. Oh, I see those hands. Yes, life is good today. Well, the plane touched down just about 3 o'clock and the city was still on my mind. Bikinis and palm trees danced in my head. I was still in the baggage line. Concrete and cars, I was roam through some bars like this life I'm living in. But the plane brought me farther. I'm surrounded by water and I'm not going back again. Got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world. A cold beer in my hand, life is good today. Life is good today. Adios and vaya con Dios. Yeah, I'm leaving Chile. And if it weren't for tequila, pretty senoritas, I'd have no reason to stay. Adios and vaya con Dios. Yeah, I'm leaving GA. I'm gonna lay in the hot sun, drink a big cold one, and grab my guitar and play. 4 days by like a drunk Friday night as the summer drew to an end. They couldn't believe that I just could leave. I bid adieu to my friends. You see, my bartender, she's from the islands. Her body's been kissed by the sun. Coconut replaces the smell of the bar. I don't know if it's her or the rum. I got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in the world. A cold beer in my hand, life is good today. Life is good today. Adios and vaya con Dios. Long way from GA. You know, all the muchachas, they call me Big Papa when I throw pesos their way. Adios and vaya con Dios. Long way from GA. Someone do me a favor and pour me some Jaeger, and I'll grab my guitar and play. Adios and vaya con Dios. Gotta go home now today. Got to stay. The senoritas don't care when there's no dinero. I got no money to stay. Adios and vaya con Dios. Going home now today. Yeah. Well, I got my ass in a lawn chair, toes in the clay. Not a worry in the world, a cold beer on the way. Yeah. Life is good today. Life is good today. Yeah. Life is good today. I hope you think so. We have a lot of things that are standing in the way of us feeling that life is good today. And hopefully, in our time together on Monday nights, we're going to add some encouraging words and give people some hope. And, music always brings people together. And so I'm really, really excited about the opportunity to do this on Monday nights. I grew up in Minnesota, and boy, Minnesotans are hardy people. They like to go out in the snow. They like to go out in the freezing cold weather and go fishing. They like to go downhill skiing. They like to go out on snowmobiles. I like Minnesota in the summertime. In fact, Debbie and I just got back from the Minnesota State Fair, had a great time with some friends. and it was a pleasure to be there in the summer. And one of the things that people like to do all over the United States, all over the world, hell, they like to ride bicycles, they like to ride motorcycles, they like to ride unicycles, they like to drive in convertibles, and you know what? It doesn't really matter. But when you're out in the open and you feel that breeze just kind of blowing through your eyes, blowing through your hair, man, that is a feeling of another kind, isn't it? I hope you think so too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Winding down the highway on that new toy yours, and you got no worries and you got no chores. Just be the person that you want to be. It won't take long for you to see you're free. And you feel that breeze blowing through your eyes, makes you feel real good to be alive. Leave your troubles on the road behind. This is a feeling of another kind. Feels real good now to be all alone. You got the feeling that you ain't got a home. Travel near or as far as you can see. It won't take long for you to see you're free. And you feel that breeze blowing through your eyes, makes you feel real good to be alive. Leave your troubles on the road behind. This is a feeling of another kind. Well, feel that power going around and around. You got no strings to tie you down. You see the world going by at a glance. It wants to keep you, but it don't have a chance. Pass on by, pass on by. And you feel that breeze blowing through your eyes, makes you feel real good to be alive. Leave your troubles on the road behind. This is a feeling of another kind. And you feel that breeze blowing through your eyes, makes you feel real good to be alive. Leave your troubles on the road behind. This is a feeling of another kind. Woo! Yes, sirree. Love that feeling. Love that feeling of another kind. Well, things are going well down here in Sarasota, Florida. The beach bars and the restaurants are open, and I'm playing music, which is a blessing. And one of the places that I love to play at is in Siesta Key Village. It's just down the road from Siesta Key Beach, and Siesta Key Beach is supposedly the #1 beach in the United States, and we love it. And if you ever get down here, you got to go to Siesta Key Beach. It's fun. It's great. The sand is great. The water's not as nice as it is in Isla Mujeres, Mexico, but it's pretty nice. And the downtown area, that little Siesta Key Village, is really cool. And that's where Gilligan's Island Bar and Grill is, and that's where I'm going to be playing frequently. In fact, I just played there yesterday from 1 to 5. Had a great time and met some wonderful people from, well, that's part of this job that I love. Get to meet people from all over the world, all over the United States. And it does bring people together. Music does. And so anyway, this is a song that I've come to love. People seem to like it a lot. And it's a song by Kenny Chesney. And I usually play it, maybe like right about now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suntan toes dipped in the sand, cold drink chilling in my right hand, watching you sleep in the evening light, yeah, resting up for a long, long night. 'Cause when the sun goes down, we'll be grooving when the sun goes down. Be feeling alright when the sun sinks down. Over the water, everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. All day long, just taking it easy, laying in a hammock where it's nice and breezy, and sleeping off the night before. When the sun goes down, we'll be back for more. Yes, when the sun goes down, we'll be grooving when the sun goes down. Be feeling alright when the sun sinks down. Over the water, everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. This old guitar and my dark sunglasses, sweet concoction, smooth as molasses. Nothing to do but breathe all day till the big moon rises and it's time to play. 'Cause when the sun goes down, we'll be grooving when the sun goes down. Be feeling alright when the sun sinks down. Over the water, everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. Yes, when the sun goes down, we'll be grooving when the sun goes down. Be feeling alright when the sun sinks down. Over the water, everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. Everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. Yeah! Woo! Oh, yeah. Everything gets hotter when the sun goes down. Well, many of you know that I've had several guitar heroes growing up. Of course, you know, Gordon Lightfoot, James Taylor, Simon and Garfunkel. Can't forget Cat Stevens and Jim Croce. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah. But I can't leave out little Johnny Dusendorf. Johnny Dusendorf started off with the Chad Mitchell Trio and decided to go off on his own after some time. And his friend said, "Johnny, you got to change your name, man. Nobody's going to remember Johnny Dusendorf. Sounds like Dusendork." So he took their advice and thought about some of the things that he liked in life. Airplanes, cars, horses, mountains. Ooh, mountains, yeah. Denver. John Denver. Johnny Dusendorf changed his name to John Denver. So here's a couple of hits by John Denver that you might enjoy. It's going to be far out. Yeah. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place where I belong, West Virginia. Mountain mama, take me on down country roads. All my memories gather around her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home down country roads. Well, I hear her voice in the morning hours, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, well, country roads, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home down country roads. Come on, sing it with me. Country roads, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home down country road. Take me home down country roads. Take me home down country roads. You fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again. Come let me love you, let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter, let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you, let me always be with you. Come let me love you, come love me again. Will you fill up my senses like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Next month, Debbie and I will be married for 14 years. Hard to believe that time's gone by so fast. Even harder for me to believe is that almost 15 years ago, I was sitting in my living room and I had invited a woman that I had met named Debbie Halverson over to my house for dinner. And I made dinner for the two of us and we had a lovely evening together. And we sat down on the couch and Debbie was looking around. I had some different paintings and different wall plaques in my house. And she said, well, I hear that you play the guitar. I said, kind of humbly, well, yes, I do. She said, you know, and she told me later, she said, every guy says they play the guitar. So I was going to see if you really did know how to play the guitar. So I said, yes, I do play the guitar. She goes, well, would you go up and get the guitar and bring it down, and would you play a song for me? I said, yeah, I think I'd love to do that. So I went upstairs to the bedroom and pulled my guitar out from under the bed and dusted it off. I hadn't played it in a while, and brought it downstairs. And I opened the case up and sat down on the couch. And while I was gone, she noticed that one of the paintings that I had on my wall was The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. Now, obviously, it wasn't the original painting. It was just a copy of the painting or a print, but it was a very meaningful painting to me. She said, well, do you know The Starry, Starry Night? I said, actually, the song is entitled Vincent, and it's about Vincent van Gogh. And so I said, yeah, I'd love to play that song for you. Vincent van Gogh was actually in the seminary at one time studying to become a minister, but he had a beautiful talent for painting that wasn't actually realized until probably after his death. But it just goes to show that we are all special in God's eyes. We all have gifts that we can use to bring joy to other people around us. Here's Vincent by Don McLean. Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hill, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflecting Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue, morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left in sight, on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, rift eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met. The ragged men in ragged clothes, the silver thorn of bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will. That last segment, Vincent, was filmed in my living room. And what do we do in our living rooms? I guess we live. I don't know. We live. But let me ask you a question. Where do you live? Where do you live? Now, Debbie and I live in Sarasota, Florida, and God willing, we'll continue to live in Isla Mujeres, Mexico in the winter months. But would you be surprised if I told you that I know where each and every one of you watching this program live live? That's kind of a trick question, actually. You see, we all live in two different realms. We live in the physical realm, but more importantly, we also live in an emotional realm. The physical and the emotional realm. So where do you and I and everyone live? Well, we live in our minds. Really, we spend the most time living in our minds. We live where our thoughts, our opinions, and our feelings dwell. Since we all live in our minds, doesn't it make sense to make it a great place to live? Doesn't it make sense to make the place where you live a great place to live? In our physical home here in Florida, we vacuum and clean the surfaces of our home regularly. And in order to keep our home clean, safe, and orderly, we have a few rules to follow. Number one, we take our shoes off at the door. Number two, we don't leave dirty dishes laying around. And number three, we lock the doors at night and when we're away to keep intruders and thieves out. Now maybe you have some household rules that you follow to keep your home clean and safe. In light of that example, let me ask you, is your mental house clean, safe, and orderly? Wow, that's a great question, isn't it? Is your mental home clean, safe, and orderly? If your mental home is not as clean as you'd like it to be, what do we let into our brains, into our thinking, into our thought process that dirty up our living space? What do we let into our mental home that intrudes and steals our peace, steals our joy, and steals our contentment? Did you know that science has shown that we don't go more than 3 seconds without thinking? I guess we think a lot. So, what do you think about? Now, I'm not asking for your opinions. What I'm asking is, when you're all alone, when it's just you and your thoughts, what pops into your head? What messages continually surface in your mind? There's an old acronym, maybe you've heard me say this before, but it's from the computer programming world. It's called GIGO, G-I-G-O. Garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. Science has shown that the things, the thoughts, the emotions, the feelings that dwell in our minds, they all affect our physical state. They all affect our health and our well-being. Some of you may recognize the name Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale was an author that dealt with character development, motivation, and meaningful existence. I love his book, The Strangest Secret. And in his book, Nightingale wrote, "Whatever we plant in our minds and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. Let me say that again. Whatever we plant in our minds and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. Another author that I just love is Dr. Caroline Leaf. She's a modern-day communication pathologist and neuroscientist with a passion to help people see the power of the mind to change the brain. What does that mean? The power of the mind to change the brain. Well, it's in computers, we have a hardware and we have a software. The hardware is the actual piece of hard drive, and the software is what brings that information out onto our screens. It's kind of like our brain is the physical aspect inside of our head, and our thoughts are what happens inside of our brain that translates into our thoughts. Well, Dr. Caroline Leaf has written a book. It's called Cleaning Up Your Mental Mess. And in her book, she writes this: if you don't shape your life, it will be shaped for you. If you don't shape your life, it will be shaped for you. Wow. I guess that's pretty powerful. Over the next several weeks, I'm going to be encouraging us with some simple steps that we can take to clean up the place where we live. Clean up the place in here where we live every single day, every 3 seconds. Simple ways that we can be proactive in making our living space a healthy, safe, positive, fun place to live. But in the meantime, I have an assignment for you, if you care to take it. I want you to find a quiet place and sit for 10 minutes and write down all the things that influence what you think about. Take 10 minutes, sit down, write down all the things that influence what you think about. Set a timer and get a notepad or a piece of paper and write down the thoughts that are coming to your mind. But also, not just the thoughts. I want you to think about this. Where do those thoughts come from? What is the origin of those thoughts? And 3, how did those thoughts enter your mental home? Maybe they're from your boss, your siblings, your friends. Maybe it's from your children or your neighbor. Could be your pastor, your coworkers. Maybe from the radio, the TV, social media, the internet. It's coming at us from all directions. Where, what, and how did those thoughts enter your mind? Now, some of you are going to think this is silly. And some of you think this is just a waste of time. And some of you, if you're honest, are just too lazy to do it and don't care. But I want you to know this. Our world is heading down a dark path right now. The coronavirus and its variants, the removal of our peacekeeping troops in Afghanistan, vaccine passports coming down the road, an uncertain economy, more government control. I mean, these are just to name a few. And these are all affecting our environment. And they're all affecting our thoughts. They're all affecting the place where we live every single day, every 3 seconds. Do you want to thrive in these uncertain times? Or will you let the winds of culture just lead you where they may? I want to thrive. I don't want the winds of culture and my surroundings to lead me where they may. I want to be proactive. I want to have a clean, safe, healthy place to live right here. And I want to help you do the same. In closing, I want to just share this. There was a famous baseball player who said some crazy things, and they call him Yogiisms because his name was Yogi Berra. And he said some funny things that were simple but true. He said this: if you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up someplace else. If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up someplace else. Think about your assignment. Think about your assignment. I don't want you to end up someplace else. I want you to be proactive in developing a healthy place to live, because the mind has the power to change the brain. And we're going to find out exactly how to do that over the next several weeks. May God bless you and keep you healthy and safe, and I'll see you next Monday night at the well.
Hey friends, as you look around the world, I think we could all use a little encouragement. Many of the things happening in our world today are written about in the Bible. The book of Daniel, the Gospels, the book of Revelation. The Bible tells us that Jesus Christ will return to take his faithful followers home to be with him forever. And the Apostle Paul writes that Jesus will return like a thief in the night. We don't know. We don't know when he's coming. You may be thinking, well, is he coming? I mean, really, is he coming? It's been a long time since he left. Doesn't he see what's going on in the world right now? Haven't we suffered enough? I want to encourage you with a couple of words from the Bible. Hebrews 11:6 says, and without faith it is impossible to please God. The man or the woman who approaches God must have faith in two things. First, that God exists, and secondly, that it's worthwhile to try to find God. Faith that God exists and that it's worthwhile to try to find God. So, Ken, what is faith actually? Well, faith is not a blind belief in something that we haven't seen, but it's a trust in God's promises without reservation. Can I say that again? It's a trust in God's promises without reservation. You know, all through the Bible, we've seen prophecies from the Old Testament fulfilled in the New Testament. And the Word of God, when God says something, it's going to happen. We saw that in the very first book of the Bible, Genesis. God spoke and it came into being. So when God says something, it's going to happen. I love the story of Elijah and King Ahab and his wife, the evil Jezebel. Ahab was trying to convince the people living in Israel to worship the one true God, but Ahab had brought in idols and Baal worshipers. And so it kind of came to a head where they had this contest. And Elijah challenged Ahab to set up these altars and you pray to your gods and see if your gods will call down fire from heaven. And so Ahab called in all of his prophets and all of his religious leaders, and they started praying to Baal for Baal to call fire down from heaven. And nothing happened. And so they began to cut themselves with knives, and they began to, bloody themselves and plead passionately for Baal to send down fire from heaven. And Elijah yelled out, "Hey, maybe your God is sleeping. Maybe you should yell a little louder." Well, they finally gave up, and Elijah said, "Stand back." And so he called all of the king's servants to pour water all over the altar, so the wood was totally wet. And he said, "Stand back now." And he prayed. He said, "Oh, God of heaven, the one true God of heaven, send down fire to consume this altar." And sure enough, God sent fire down from heaven that consumed not only the wood, not only the altar, but all of the water that was in the moat around it and the sand, left a huge hole. You see, when God promises something, he follows through on his promises. So, friends, is God sleeping? Well, listen to the words here in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. God isn't late with his promise, as some people measure lateness. He is restraining himself on account of you, holding back the end because he doesn't want anyone lost. He's giving everyone space and time to change. He's giving everyone space and time to change. Friends, God wants you to be a part of his forever family. And the Bible says that if you draw near to God, he will draw near to you. Tonight I want to leave you with a song that's one of my favorite. We sing it at church every once in a while because God is a promise keeper, and he's a way maker, and he's a miracle worker. That's who he is. That's who he is. And I encourage you to put your faith in God's promises, not in what you see around you, not in what people tell you. Put your faith in God's promises. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you, I worship you. Oh, you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you, I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you, I worship you. Why? 'Cause you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That's who you are. Even when I can't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I can't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Friends, sometimes we don't see it. Sometimes you don't feel it. But trust God in His words. He's working. He's working.